Hello, and welcome to a topic that's about as exciting as watching paint dry. Indian Workplace Committees, brought to you by the Industrial Disputes Act of 1947. Now, I know what you're thinking, Neeraj, Workplace Committees. Is this another one of your sleep aid videos? And to that I say, fair point. But before you click away to watch something more thrilling, like a documentary about the migratory patterns of earthworms, hear me out. See, these committees, they're like the HR department you actually to deal with. They're meant to keep things running smoothly between workers and management, which, let's be honest, can sometimes feel like trying to herd cats while riding a unicycle on a tightrope. It's a delicate balance, is what I'm saying. So, whether you're an employer wondering if you need to provide more samosas in the break room, or an employee who's had enough of the rickety chair and wants to finally understand your rights, this video is for you. Buckle up, because we're about to dive into the fascinating world of workplace committees. First up, we have the Works Committee, the peacekeepers of the workplace. Now, imagine this. You're an employer and your employees are demanding a raise, longer lunch breaks, and maybe even a company-sponsored trip to Goa. Meanwhile, just want everyone to stop complaining about the office temperature and get back to work. Enter the Works Committee. This group, made up of an equal number of representatives from both the employer and employees, acts as a mediator to resolve any differences of opinion. It's like couples therapy, but for your workplace, except hopefully less awkward silences and passive-aggressive sighs. The goal here is to maintain a harmonious relationship between workers and management, because let's face it, a happy workplace is a productive workplace, and nobody wants to be stuck in a meeting about stapler theft when they could be, actually their jobs. Now, here's the kicker. If you have more than 100 employees, having a works committee isn't just a good idea, it's the law. That's right, the Industrial Disputes Act of 1947 makes it mandatory. And if there's a trade union involved, well, the employer needs to consult with them when setting up this committee. So it's not just about having a committee, it's about having one that's actually representative and effective. Next up, we have the Safety Committee, because let's face it, nobody wants to win a workplace injury bingo card. This committee is all about keeping things safe and healthy in the workplace, which shockingly seems like it should be a given, but you'd be surprised. Now, if you're an employer with 250 or more employees, listen up. This committee isn't optional, it's a legal requirement under the Factories Act of 1948, and trust me, you don't want to mess with those regulations. They're more detailed than the instructions for assembling IKEA furniture. The Safety Committee's main job is to identify potential hazards in the workplace. Think of them as the Sherlock Holmes of workplace safety, but hopefully with fewer deerstalker hats and pipes. They then come up with solutions to mitigate those risks and ensure that the workplace is as safe as a kitten sanctuary. This committee meets once every quarter, which, let's be honest, is probably not enough considering the amount of chaos that can unfold in the average workplace. But hey, it's a start, right? And because safety is a team effort, unless you're playing dodgeball, in which case it's every person for themselves, the committee includes representatives from both the employer and employees, because nobody knows better how to avoid that faulty wiring in the break room than the person who narrowly escaped electrocution trying to make coffee last Tuesday. Chapter 3, Canteen Committee, because food shouldn't be a gamble. And last but not least, we have the Canteen Committee. Now this one's for all of us who've experienced the culinary roulette that is the office canteen. You know what I'm talking about? That moment of dread when you open your lunchbox to find a sandwich that's more sadness than salad. And the only other option is the mystery curry that's been sitting in the hot box since Tuesday. Well, fear no more, my friends, because the Canteen Committee is here to save your taste buds. This committee, mandatory for workplaces with over 250 employees, is all about ensuring that the food served in the canteen is not only edible, but actually enjoyable. Think of them as the Gordon Ramsay of your workplace, but hopefully less shouty and more likely to offer constructive criticism about the samosa fillings. This committee meets every fortnight to discuss important matters such as the menu, the quality of the food, and whether or not that suspicious-looking fruit salad is actually from this decade. They take your right to a decent lunch very seriously. And because nobody wants to be subjected to another round of soggy sandwiches, the committee includes representatives from both the employer and employees. After all, who knows better what the people want to eat than, well, the people? So the next time you're enjoying a delicious and nutritious lunch at work, you can thank the canteen committee for having your back and your stomach. There you have it, a crash course on India's essential workplace committees. We've covered the peacekeepers, the safety inspectors, and the culinary crusaders, all working tirelessly, well, hopefully not too tirelessly, to make your workplace a more harmonious, safe, and delicious place to be. Understanding these committees is crucial for both employers and employees. It helps in fostering a better work environment, ensuring that everyone's voice is heard, and most importantly, staying on the right side of the law. So, stay informed, stay safe, and for goodness sake, if you see something, say something, unless it's about the samosas. Just quietly eat around the questionable bits, and nobody has to get HR involved. That's what I do anyway.